China is doing very well on the test of PISA. Moderate level of life satisfaction, often a poor sense of belonging. Yeah, I think that's a big challenge. Students will not become lifelong learners if they don't see their teachers to be lifelong learners. We have very strong outcomes in every subject. They're able to translate complex problems into the world of mathematics, solve them, interpret them correctly. They can think like a scientist as well, distinguish questions that are scientifically investigable from those that are not. These are very difficult tasks. And even deal in reading, which was our focus this time, is very complex reading tasks. Sometimes we ask students to distinguish between a fact and an opinion in a very complex setting. They show also that learning is not just about memorization. Many people say learning in China is very much dominated by memorization. That's not what the results show. Many Chinese students are actually very, very good in thinking of complex problem solving, thinking creatively about problems. So I think the results should be a great encouragement. We also see particularly strong outcomes for disadvantaged students. If you come from a kind of poor background, you get a much better education in these 4 provinces in China than almost anywhere else in the world. The 10% most disadvantaged students from the 4 provinces do better than the average student in the OECD area. So I think that's a particular strength, the capacity of the system to attract talented teachers into challenging classrooms. I think there are a lot of important lessons the world can take from this educational success in China. China is doing very well on the test of PISA, but students in China express often a moderate level of life satisfaction, often a poor sense of belonging. How can we find a good balance in the expectations we have for every student? I think it's very important that the system is demanding, also that the system has a deep belief that every student can learn. And I think that's really a great strength in China, that nobody's given up in the system. Everybody is expected to succeed. But at the same time, creating an environment in which students can find their own identity, develop agency, find purpose in their lives. And I think those things are very, very important. Well, actually, the PISA results have a lot of things to say on this. Teacher enthusiasm is a big driver of student engagement and interest, where teachers were more enthusiastic, had a greater passion for what they teach, where students felt that the teacher really likes to teach us. Results are better, but also life satisfaction is better. The social climate is better. So actually the teacher enthusiasm is a very, very important part to bring with you. I think the best parents' education is not to redo what schooling is doing, but to actually complement this with providing the emotional support for your students, to show your students that they are important to you. When you have real difficulties, do your parents understand you? Can you trust in them, in their support for you? I like that, for example, in Sweden, at the end of the school year in Sweden, the teacher will meet with every student and their parents. There's a parent-student-teacher meeting, and the golden rule in that meeting is you cannot complain about anybody else. As a teacher, you can't complain about the student. As a parent, you can't complain about the teacher. Everybody has to think, what can I contribute to make things better? How I, as a parent, how I can support my child in the social and emotional part better. As a teacher, how can I understand how different students learn differently? And as a student, how I can put more effort into what I do. It's about learning to think for yourself and to work with others. Those are the 2 things that you as a student need to take responsibility for. Your teacher can help you, but what you learn in school is only the starting point. The test in life is, will you continue to grow, to continue to learn, to acquire new kind of knowledge and skills? Will you remain interested in learning? So I think that's what depends on young learners themselves. The teachers can only be the source of inspiration, but as a student, you need to question the established wisdom of our times. You need to look around the next corner, to think about what are the new kind of ideas that are important for tomorrow. So I think students have a big responsibility for their own success. Hello, I'm Andreas Schleicher. I'm a Director for Education and Skills at the OECD, and I created the PISA program that is now becoming the global yardstick for educational success. And welcome to watch Elite Stock.